Hello, I'm the 10-minute English teacher. Let's get you exam ready. Today, we're going to be comparing Porphyria's Lover with When We Two Parted. Before we get going, don't forget to like and subscribe. There are plenty of things on the channel to help you learn all 15 poems from the Love and Relationships Anthology like an expert. Okay, let's compare Porphyria's Lover to When We Two Parted. You're going to be writing an essay for section B of paper 2. So let's think about what it is that we need to know and able to be successful in that part of the exam. You need to know what happens in each poem. There are 15 of them. If you don't, there are some very short, less than 5-minute videos that guide you through each of those poems. So you need to know what happens in each one of them. You need to be able to recall 3 or 4 quotes from each and be able to comment on the structures of the poem. So here's a quote from one of our poems today. It's "The sullen wind was soon awake" from Porphyria's Lover. And then once you've done that and you understand those things, you need to know how to structure your essay, which is what we're here for today. I'm going to be talking to you about how it is that we are going to write that essay. So today's question: how are strong feelings explored in Porphyria's Lover and one other poem from the Love and Relationships cluster? And I'm going to pick When We Two Parted by Byron. So how do we structure our essays in the exam? Let me talk to you about that. You're going to write an introductory paragraph. So you're going to think about what the 2 poems are about and what we learn from them. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to write a paragraph comparing the structures of each. Once you've done that, it's time to analyse 3 or 4 quotes from each of the poem and make comparative links if you can when you do. So, introductory paragraph now. What are the 2 poems about and what do we learn? If I was in the exam, this is what I might write. Porphyria's Lover is a poem about the murder of a young girl told from the perspective of her killer, driven to killing her by obsession and possibly fear of losing her. When We Two Parted also explores strong feelings. Byron is embittered by the end of a past relationship and likens his feelings to those we suffer in bereavement. So there's my introductory paragraph. I've named the 2 poems that I am going to be writing about today, and I've explained how they are linked to the key words in the question. When I've done that, I'm going to write a second paragraph that compares the structures of each poem. Here's what that looks like. Porphyria's Lover is written in iambic tetrameter, and if you need help with meters, I have made a tutorial that walks you through different meters in poems, iambic meters, and how to remember those. So Porphyria's Lover is written in iambic tetrameter, which gives the poem a manic tone. The constant rhythm of the poem reflects his lack of reflection or pause before killing Porphyria. The use of iambic pentameter and ABAB rhyme scheme in When We Two Parted also emphasises a sense of constancy, as if his feelings have been unchanged over the years. So that's my paragraph where I've named the structures of both poems and I've thought about why they might have been chosen by the writers. When I've done that, my first paragraph has introduced the poems and then I've explored the structures. It's time for me to analyse the poems using PEA, making a point, using a quote from the text as evidence, and then analysing the impact of it. So we're going to analyse 3 or 4 quotes from each poem, and if we can, we're going to make comparative links. Here's an example of a point that I could make. An unsettling tone is established at the beginning of Porphyria's Lover. So there's a point I've made about that first poem. Here's my evidence. Browning writes, "The sullen wind was soon awake," because before we meet Porphyria, we've got this setting that is established with some of the descriptions of a storm at night. This could be a metaphor for Porphyria's Lover's feelings, uncontrollable like a storm. He's got these intrusive thoughts that are coming to the surface and he's powerless against them. Similarly, and this is where I'm going to make that link if I can, Byron uses metaphors to convey his strong feelings. Now here's my evidence. He compares hearing the name of his past lover to hearing a knell in mine ear. This metaphor, and I'll explore how a knell is a funeral bell and how hearing this name brings thoughts of grief and loss similar to bereavement every time he hears that name. Now, if you want to take it further and you want to have a go at actually writing this essay out in full, you can click the link in the description and there is a completely free worksheet for you to make a copy of. If you're a subscriber, you've got a YouTube and Google account, and therefore this will be something that you can open and save for yourself. And then you can write in the boxes on your own copy. You can have a go at that opening paragraph with my guidance there. Then you can compare the structures, and then I've given you a list of quotes that you can choose to analyse the 2 poems. Okay, check out the other videos on my channel. I'll continue to add content. Feel free to ask for something you'd like to see me cover in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, and keep revising.